I've got my studio in the back garden. Enjoy the lake, the winter sun. I was approached to do work and I wanted to work with Santon for this commission. So I decided to go back into my memory and go back to my first experiences with Santon as a child growing up. And I remember at the time, this was in the 1980s, most of Santon as we know it was felt, I felt. And that to me was a starting point. So I decided to go back and consider the archaeology of Santon. In other words, what was there before? What was there before the skyline went up as we know it today? I'm interested in the history of Johannesburg, always have been. So I decided to go back to the time when Santon was this semi-rural farmland, and even before that, when Boer settlers arrived in the African interior, the Highveld. Santon was known as Zandspruit. The farm, it was an old Boer farm called Zandspruit, and before Zandspruit, Tswana people settled lived in the area as well. So for this drawing, I'm an archaeologist. I go back to the very beginnings of Santon. It's people that lived in a space before leave something of their culture behind. You know, maybe you would find Tswana pots. You would maybe find bones. You would maybe find plowshares. And then on top of that, you know, when the Boer settlers arrived, you know, I'm thinking ox wagon, farming activity, and then on top of that, I'm thinking industrialization. And slowly, that's the idea, I would like to build up these layers of history, one on top of the other, until we get to contemporary Santon today. Johannesburg is known for its changing landscape. The city was built on change. It's a landscape that one battles to capture. It constantly slips out of your grasp. The minutes when I find that I've made sense of a particular time and space, when I revisit that space, it is completely different. William Kentridge sums it up beautifully when he says the landscape draws itself. The landscape of Johannesburg draws itself.